Hello and welcome to this little recap we're gonna do of the first sort of week of America's playoffs. I'll just say it's been a ride. It's been a ride so far. There's gonna be a couple more games to talk about on Pacific. Um, as Pacific is doing more of a sort of higher bracket into lower bracket type deal, while America's is doing more just like two stages. Um, so the games start tonight actually. It's May 2nd for me. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really interesting. Um, uh, so why don't we start? We can start with talking about MIVR versus 100 Thieves. Honestly, went about as I expected. I mean, MIBR personally um, was one of my favorites to make Toronto, and 100 Thieves was one of those teams that I genuinely saw going out pretty early in playoffs. I saw them arguably like maybe beating NRG, um, and then probably losing to whatever team won in the G2 game. Maybe I'm pretty sure I had them in my pick'ems beating C9 in that bottom game because I thought C9 would beat Sentinels, which we're gonna get into that game a bit later. But C9 was even more chokers than I thought they would be. But yeah, MIBR 100 Thieves. It's just a tier gap here, to be completely honest. Verno is just looking better and better with each game. Aspas is Aspas, and then I mean the rest of the team is also really good. I mean Artsine is playing like he's in general, let's say like playing like a pretty non-fragging IGL. Like he's just like sort of the IGL of the team. He does have his moments. I do feel like he is sort of similar in his playstyle to someone like Sadak, maybe not as crazy, but like sort of this a bit more aggressive, very confident IGL type of deal. And I mean Cordesia gets brutalized by this rating system. Apparently he's third, although he has the highest cast, he has the highest average damage per round, the highest first kills per deaths ratio. Actually, the most first kills out of anybody on this MIBR team. Like he's just getting absolutely brutalized here. He should definitely be the MVP of this game by quite a lot, personally. But yeah, this MIBR team is just on a different level to 100 Thieves, personally. So yeah, Fraud keeps on showing just how insanely great he is as a coach. And honestly, at this point, like I'm debating, like unless Mini comes back and just absolutely carries a team to like an international, Fraud might genuinely be like the go of Valorant coaches at this point. I mean, he's taken two teams to international events now, and if MIBR keeps on just looking better and better, I mean, you can't deny Fraud, man. He is just so good. He is such a good coach, and there is nothing that anybody can take against that, especially considering, as we're going to talk about later, they kind of crushed Crew as well. Now, next game was Sentinels versus C9, and I thought C9 might come out strong after having a bit of a. I mean, yeah, they lost their final two games or they lost two out of their final three games, but they had a really, really good stage one. So I thought they might come in with a bit of a hot streak and just kind of run over Sentinels, and then the second they lose to G2, they just kind of deflate and lose. That was sort of what I thought would happen, but ends up being that they end up being even more of chokers than I thought they would be. And I mean, this first game, Mitch was the only one that really came to play at all. I mean, okay, map two maybe not. Map two, I'd say it's more Vic and Zeppa, maybe Oxy as well a bit, but map one, Mitch was the only one that had woken up at that point. I mean, it was it was basically Mick v Sentinels, Mitch v Sentinels, and yeah, Sentinels are looking, but Sentinels also, to be fair to C9, did have been looking really, really good. And now going into lower round one, we had 100 Thieves NRG, and a lot of people had NRG winning this, I'm pretty sure. And honestly, I mean, after winning 2-0 against Lev, it looked like they might be back, but was just Lev playing like shit. And I feel like if you actually watched the game, you saw that. And I mean, obviously, Sander went and the things that Sander usually doesn't do. I would argue. I mean, he went plus 34, had an average Valorant rating of 101.93, and put up 200 ADR on smokes with 7 first bloods. Like, he just kind of decided that he was gonna win, and it didn't matter how NRG played because he's gonna double NRG's top players' kills, and he did. At least in the first game. I mean, Mada has the most kills at 14, Xander 28. And then second game it was an ass pick, but he still omen diffed with 26 and 13. So, I mean, just a ridiculous game from Xander, to be frank. And then we go into even more C9. And oh my god, man. I mean, to be fair for C9, like, EG has looked a lot better. Like, they've looked so much better. But come on, man. What is up, man? What are we doing here? Like, this wasn't even close as well. Like, first map, Fracture. EG gets an 8-4 defensive half. Ye drops 26 kills and just absolutely destroys them. Like, and then they almost actually sort of come back on attack, but at that point it was almost already over because you're not going to get an 8-4 defensive half back, no. Like, that's just not going to happen. Then Icebox was a bit closer, but, like, at this point it's just like, yeah, it's just kind of over after that first map. And I mean, Yay and Icy. Icy, bro. They're fucking ridiculous right now. Yay and Icy might genuinely be in the best form we've seen them in. But yeah, going into MIBR crew, I mean, this game was... I expected this to be pretty simple for MIBR. Like, I didn't think MIBR would have that much struggle with crew, but I hoped crew could put up more of a fight than 13-8, 13-5. Like, I thought they might be able to get a map, but it would be like a 13... Like, it would be like a 13-8 on their own map pick, and then like a... So the Lotus would maybe in like 14-12, and then to crew, and then it would be like 13-8, 13-7 or something. Like, I thought it would look somewhat comfy for MIBR, but crew might have like their own map pick where they just look better, slightly better. But no, it was basically... I mean, first map, Shy looked really good, but that's just what Shy does. And other than that, I mean, MIBR just absolutely destroyed them in every single sense of the word. So yeah, I'm not really gonna talk about that game much. We're gonna talk a bit about the G2 games though, because let's just say G2 are lucky they won the game after this, and are even more lucky that they had a week's break. Just to be completely frank, it kind of just looked like G2... It wasn't really jitters, which was the thing. Like, they're used to this. Like, it's not that. It's just... Like, in this first game, okay, Sentinels had a really good game plan against Jagamo's Waylay on the attack half. Icebox, like, being close, I could see, and it's a bit unlucky. I mean, G2 are up 9-7. They should not be losing this game as is. Like, you're up 9-7 on attack on Icebox. Like, you should just not lose. But also, it kind of felt like Sentinel's entire game plan was just kind of counter jog a lot of the time. Especially, like, on these final two maps, like, Jog just struggled so much to get value. And I feel like that's kind of why they lost this game. But also, like, it just in general felt like the trades just weren't there for G2. Like, G2 just kind of looked unlike themselves. Like, they get map... Like, it's so weird. Both these games, they get the enemy's map pick, and it looks so good. Like they look so good. They look just as good as we always know they have been. And then it just kind of crumbles. I mean, you get a 6-6 half on defense icebox and then lose on defense or on attack. You lose the game. And then, I mean, you almost managed to come back on a Sen. What a fucking crazy comeback it would have been. But that attack half was so shaky. Like, I feel like even if even if they did have a good game plan to like counter Jogama on this attack half, right? I feel like you should still have like protocols to trade him, right? Like I feel like at least have something to trade him. Like look at that 0-7 in First Bloods. Like look at his cast, it's 50%. That means that he probably did not get traded a single one of those 7 times. Like that's just not good enough, especially from a team that's supposed to be winning events. And I feel like I also feel like though, like this G2 team felt more like a team that just kind of for the past couple days just sort of both these 2 days it felt like they were sort of in a bit of a slump. Like they were talking about it as well. And it's a bit of cope maybe, but I do feel like this team just kind of looked like they had a week of bad form. Like they just didn't look like everything just did not go right for G2 here. Like this game just nothing went G2's way. Like nothing went G2's way, and not only did nothing go G2's way, both these 2 games, but also G2 just looked frustrated. Like sure they looked like they had fun on the stage, but they just looked like every single time they tried to do something, it would just be so uncoordinated that it just didn't end up working. And that was just so odd to see from this G2's team. And it was something that I feel like with a week's time, I trust in this coaching staff and I think they're going to look a lot better. And arguably, I could genuinely, like, we're going to talk about this game right after as well. I could genuinely see this G2 team just go on, look at the issues, and really have like a big talk for this week. And then come back and just destroy everybody and win stage 1 still. Like, I could genuinely see that happening. Them just going on like a lower stage run, and I mean they literally just need to be EG and they're in Toronto. But I feel like also, although that's the case, that it's like, okay, we just have to be EG and then we make Toronto. EG should not still I feel like EG is gonna be a good test for this G2 team. Like genuinely gonna be a good test. Like obviously we're gonna not gonna have this we're gonna have this game today, right? Yeah, tonight. And basically, for me, this game is gonna be sort of like this. All right, if this is a comfy win, I feel confident in G2 again. If this is sort of one of those games where it feels like G2 should be able to just, even if Ye and um even if Ye and IC just are in insane form, like G2 should be able to out firepower them. So it should be pretty low risk. So if it looks shaky, it's a good litmus test for them to like get it going again, like get sort of a pretty but also if it's like an easy 2-0, then this is like a good game for them to also like just sort of bring their confidence back, you know? And I think this should be a clean 2-0, and if it isn't, it's a bit worrying, but I could see them having this game be like sort of a test, and if this isn't a clean 2-0, it's just like okay, let's look at what we like they've looked at what went wrong last week. Let's see what EG has figured out, and let's look at what went wrong that day, and let's try to fix that for the next day, and then they just look good again. But I feel like this needs to be a quick 2-0 for EG for G2 for them to look back in form. But I think that should be I trust this G2 staff to be able to do that. Now this is why, as I said, this is why Um, they still cannot underestimate EG because Yay and Icy are in Giga form. Like, their form are really strong right now. And although it's been close maps all the way, they've been winning and they've been looking so good. Now, G2 should be a different beast. They should be. But you can't underestimate EG. And that's sort of what I feel like we need to look at. Like, G2 should just straight up out firepower them every single step of the way. And sure, you might say that about the earlier teams they played as well, but I think G2 out firepowers both those teams quite handedly as well. And that's why I sort of feel like this game, like, if it's close, it's a bit concerning, but G2 should be winning this game no matter what. Now, MIBR Sentinels is going to be a really interesting one. It could just straight up be a quick 2-0 for MIBR. Like, genuinely, I think MIBR are at the level where they could genuinely just straight up 2-0 this pretty easily. But Sentinels have looked really good. Like, really good. And if they have some similar entities to what they had against G2, I could see Sentinels getting like a really close 2-1 similar to what they got against G2 here. And then that lower final is going to be a fucking banger. It's going to be a fucking banger. But yeah, that was my recap of week 1 of the Americas playoffs. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.